and purchase experiences using the latest gen marketing tools that include neuroscience, digitization, psychology, and semiotics. Hear him carefully because many global retailers do listen to him and have taken their businesses to the next level using his strategies for their customer engagement. Please put your hands together and welcome Professor Lluis Martinez Ribes, coming all the way from Barcelona, Spain.
Hello, how are you? Ready? Please slide. Now. Okay, good. Dear colleagues, we are going to share a kind of, let's say, intimate discussion or conversation among us. So at any moment, feel absolutely free to interrupt me and let's cook ideas together, okay? So the topic today is about how to create brain-pleasing customer experiences for on-off people, okay? For those people who have anybody, okay? So this is the idea, and in this agenda there are three components. Number one is customers. So let's understand customers empowered with e-bodies. Second is I'm going to share with you neuroscience methods, just to understand how the brain works, because this morning we started the first session about the emotions, and I would like to fine-tune some ideas that were delivered this morning and to combine it with others, okay? So tools about neuroscience. And the third, I'm going to show you practical methods, business-oriented methods, including an example of the IKEA new type of store in Paris City, okay? Which is a totally different model of IKEA stores where we have been helping them. So these are the three boxes. And I promise you that everything I'm going to say is not going to be said by, let's say, buzz and hypes and these kind of things, but I like rigor because part of my life is based on academia. So I'm associate professor in ESADE Business School, and I also lecture in different universities in the world. So the idea is rigor, rigor, rigor. Everything is absolutely based on research and sometimes even in science. And I was appointed by the European Commission as retail innovation expert. So this is the tone of my life. And the other part of my life is the adrenaline tone. So I like to serve companies in many countries. Here, for example, in India, I was serving Tata. Just to simply for game changers, for people who want to make an impact in their business and they want to create something to attract customers in order to, well, based on pleasing their brains, okay? So it will be a lot of not only rigor, it's not a classroom this, but very rigorous things and oriented to the practice, oriented to the business. So let's begin. Let's talk about customers. We saw that in the first panel that all of us were empowered with this tool. And as I said, 90% of the people who own this machine have it at less than 1 meter from the body. So that's why I call it e-body. It's not a joke. I promise it's not a joke. It's an idea that is really strategic. So if every time you think about this machine, you don't see a machine, but you see a body of your customers, believe me, you're going to make money. This is customer centricity. So this is number one. And now let's do a syllogism. If this is connected bodies, e-body. Second sentence, do you have a doubt that this is a shop? Any doubt? Not here, okay? So if this is e-body and this is a shop, can you please connect both sentences? Don't be scared. Body shop? Your customers are shops. You are a shop, you are a shop, you are a shop, you are a shop, I'm a shop. Okay? And this is creating a total disruption in retailing. In retailing, do you remember? In retailing, there were the three success factors: many years ago was location, location, location. Have you heard about that? Now it's location. This is me. I am a shop. Doesn't matter if I'm at the hotel, I am in the metro or in the bus or at home, I'm a shop. So the most important goal, the aim of retailing nowadays is not to be located here or there. The important thing is to bonding your app and my body. So this is a total change in the job, in the retailer's job, okay? And as we said before, so these two worlds, online and offline, I heard this morning, online, offline, offline, online. I said, whoa, was typical before, but since we have e-bodies, these both worlds merge, blend together, and we are not conscious anymore if we are off and on. We don't care. So this results that today there is only one reality, it is on-off. And I promise that these 2 days here, this is a different concept. Because usually we are very used to say, oh, online, offline, brick and mortars, and say, no, live, on-off life. So customers don't perceive, they only perceive one reality is on-off. So, and these are on-off customers, those people empowered with e-bodies. If you have e-bodies, you are an on-off customer. For you, on and off doesn't care, okay? They don't care. So this is the idea, this is the statistics I was looking for related to India. And you see, it's very clear, this morning was said again, it's growing, 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 okay? And you see, for example, an example of on-off customer. This lady, this girl, is my picture. She was in a Zara store and using the e-body. Was she online or offline? She's on-off. So relax, open our eyes. It's on-off. It's not on and off. It's not mortars and bricks and digitals. It's on-off. This is the new reality. And for example, this is from The Economist this August, last week. The age doesn't matter for on-off customers. So the elderly are the next big growth market for Chinese tech firms. So this is the situation. I told you this morning, my father, 94 years old, and is on-off. So we have been invaded, but silently, without any kind of demonstration, any kind of noise. We have been invaded, and our customers have been changing, and not the poorest ones, but the people who have some money to purchase, they are changing into the on-off. And these people have a different mindset. I wonder if you want to see, it's a small video. It's in Spanish, but don't be afraid. I'm going to translate it for you, okay? So it's after lunch, so it's a moment of more energy. I don't know here, in Spain, yes. So I'm going to show you that on-off customers don't like risk. Since we wear e-bodies, we change our mind, we change our attitudes. And this is the story of it's not Bollywood, but it could be, I guess. It's like a boyfriend and a girlfriend. And a girlfriend is talking to the boyfriend, said, do you really are in love with me? I have some doubts. And the boyfriend says, of course I'm in love with you, okay? And the girlfriend says, show it to me, demonstration, I want a demonstration. And you're going to see at the beginning, okay? I think I have the audio. Do you have audio? Yeah? Okay. Let's see. Are you sure? Do you love me? Of course. Show me.
Que te lo demuestre cómo.
How I can show
¿Quieres?
you.
Pídeme.
Ask
Lo
me
que sea, lo hago,
anything.
lo que sea.
Go into the lion's cage and kick the nose of the lion.
Que le parta la boca al león.
Come on, you are mad.
Pero tú estás flipado, ¿o qué?
You are totally mad.
Algo que
Ask
me
me
canse.
any other
¿No me pone
thing.
la vida?
Tu móvil.
Okay, your e-body.
¿Mi móvil para qué?
What are you going to do? I'm going to check your WhatsApp messages.
A ver, quita.
Okay, I press the lion.
Ahí está el puto león.
Is it similar to this in India? Could be a Bollywood. Okay? So yes, they don't like risk. Don't like risk. They're afraid of risk. And another thing, since we wear e-bodies, is that we change many things. To purchase is part of life. So we spend the hours of the day eating, sleeping, working, etc. And purchasing is part of it. And I listened that if you are going to purchase a sari, it's 4 hours. So it's a lot. Okay. And then we pay. But we pay not in rupees, and we pay in time. Because this person purchasing a sari is going to pay, I don't know how many rupees, and also 4 hours of her limited life. Because this lady is going to die. Well, me too, and you too. Huh? So we know that even though we are going to die, we decide to spend 4 hours in a shop or 4 hours in a website. So these people, since we have the e-body, we are more sensitive to not only to the price, rupees price, we are worried about the life-related price. We are more sensitive to the usage of my time. So in reality, if I spend 4 hours purchasing a sari with my wife or something like that, the shop is competing with the park. Because if I am in the shop, I cannot be with my children playing in the park. So attention, you don't compete simply with the other retail companies. You compete with some pleasant activities. And now, taking this into account, new type of retail appears. For example, this is in Munich. Let's say small hotel rooms. So you can hire there 2 or 3 hours between one plane and another one. Okay, obviously with Wi-Fi inside, of course. Okay, so this is a discount, not price-related discount, but life-related discount. So if customers are enough, and this is the idea, well, this is a joke. If customers are already enough, the logic thinks is that should we still think of online and online? Every time we say this, we are simply 12 years delayed. Okay? 12 years is when iPhone appeared. Should we talk of digital marketing? No, it's simply marketing. It's not analog marketing and digital marketing. It's marketing for enough people, retail for enough people. So that's why I said that this morning, the customers, when purchasing, need 2 types of information. Information to navigate, to browse, and to discard products in the range. And then when they're interested, information to go in depth. Okay? And this is the example of if customers are enough, retail must be enough. And this is an example of a shoe shop with kind of digital, let's say, display here with the brand and the customer reviews connected to the website, available sizes, the price, and the connection interface, the bridge. If I'm interested in these shoes, I get closer to this, and relax. And the information appears on my e-body. And I can go in depth about many, many more things. So is this omnichannel? No way, it's on-off. So the focus is in empowering customers using e-bodies instead of brick and mortars and digital and connections. Okay? So what is going to be true is that the online sales will decrease a lot all over the world, because online sales are those done with a computer. With the e-body, it's going to grow. And the number one, you know, is China, far away from US. Okay? So this is the idea. So just in case, just for you to be clear, we compare omnichannel or not retail. The interface in omnichannel is computer, in retail is e-body. Type of people who are internet navigators, or internet browsers, with computers. Here is on of people. Perception, when we were using computers to purchase, said, now I am internet user. And now after purchasing, now I'm a normal person. Okay? So we were two different type of people. Nowadays, there is only one reality. It's our life. So from the managers, the key idea on the omnichannel is a seamless access, doesn't matter which is your interface or channel, people call it channel, okay? And here, the objective in the on-off retail is to facilitate me as a customer to use easily this kind of e-body. So you as managers, you have to understand this clearly. So yeah, retail on-off is making omnichannel obsolete. Okay? It's not because of technologies, it's because the customers have changed. Something simple like that. Okay? Is it clear? So this is about customers. Now let's go into the tools, into neuroscience. How many of you are familiar with neuroscience? 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, you can complement at any moment. Okay, feel comfortable. This is a soldier, U.S. soldier that was blind, call it an accident in the Afghanistan war, and became blind. The U.S. Army took him back to the U.S., provided him with this pair of glasses. I think you can see here these glasses here. In the bridge here, they have a camera with limited angle, and what the camera is getting is black and white and gray. These images go into this microprocessor, and the microprocessor go into this, let's say, surface, this square, that he puts on top of the tongue. And the things which are dark are translated into high vibration. If this is dark, this part of my tongue is vibrating. If this part is quite clear, because there is a door open, for example, this part doesn't vibrate. So this person understands what is the open door through vibration of this part of the tongue. Is it clear? So I can show you, because I was member of a board of a company, Group Essilor. Now I can show you, because how was the R&D. And this is a blind person holding this surface on top of the tongue. You have some volume. Here is the waiting room. And here is the surface. You can see in white the shape of the man who is seated. Okay? You see here the man, and here the two empty seats. And this is an open door, glass door, didn't work. And here the audio says, try to find the big ball. Okay. So the idea is that if you don't see through the eyes, you can see through the tongue, but in reality, we all see through the brain. So the idea is that all what we capture through the senses, to see, to hear, the smell, everything, is like the senses, human senses are data vacuum machine that go into the brain, and the brain translates it into, oh, this is a friend, oh, this is an enemy, be careful. So it's translated in a very high speed, this kind of, call it a stimuli, to make us, to be, let's say, to respond to this stimuli, okay? So let's see the machine, which is responsible for decision making. And remember, we are in the market economy where customers are free to go. They can purchase from you, they can purchase from your competitors. So this is the machine. It's more or less 2-3 kilos of weight, 2 or 3% body weight, but it consumes 20% of body glucose. So the brain generates electricity. So if you are paying attention to me, you are generating more or less 25 volts, while if you are just bored, it's only 5. So if you have here a low consumption bulb, I can see who is paying attention to me based on the intensity of the light. But don't worry, don't be scared, I can see the faces, it's enough, okay? So this is a very important thing, but not only blood, also, not only electricity, also blood. Since the scientists know this, have these magnetic resonance imaging machines, So FMRI, the people who are in these machines are safe. So in these glasses, they have imagine 3 or 4 products. On the earphones, they listen to a question. This is your budget. Which is your product you are going to purchase? And thinking is this one, the one in the middle. When the person is saying the answer through the microphone, the scientists see which part of the brain is active, because in this part of the brain, it concentrates a lot of iron, okay? And as the iron has, blood, and as the iron is triggered there because the blood has iron. And this is magnetic resonance imaging, so this machine understands which part of the brain is working, okay? So this is creating immense possibilities to us. So I was studying and doing research during some years, and I'm going to explain for you 2 parts of the brain. The cortex is the periphery of the brain, the largest part of the brain, okay? But we people and few animals are the unique beings that we have a cortex. Fishes, insects don't have it, okay? This part of the brain, let's say in a very conversational way, is the part of the brain which is responsible of thinking. When you create an Excel file, Excel, familiar to you, okay? And you create in a cell this formula, this is multiplied by that, your cortex is working, okay? For example, do you remember when you were in the driving academy trying to learn how to drive a car? How was the first session? Was nice? We were like robots. No, more or less? Your cortex was working, okay? So this is the right question. This morning was said. Forget the idea of emotional and rational. This is over. The important thing is not if one thing is emotional or rational. The cortex is working when we do things consciously. This is the exact word. By paying conscious attention, like learning how to drive a car, like putting a formula in a cell in an Excel file. Is it clear till here? Okay, now we go in the depth. You can see here it's the same picture, same app, but here you can see here in colors the limbic system. Limbic system is a part of the brain that we all have. Humans and all type of animals, but in different shape and form. The mission of the limbic system is to support life. So just taking care for you when crossing the road, taking care when you're walking on the mountains, or supporting your family, for example. Just the idea of family support is done here. Or for example, the idea of patriotism, the togetherness. For example, Liverpool, you know Liverpool Football Club? Are you familiar with that? It's tough for a person from Barcelona to talk about Liverpool, but okay. It's life, okay? They have a claim, you never walk alone, okay? The idea of togetherness, the idea of sense of belonging, okay? This is a very important thing. So this is done with intuition. And this is why this part of the brain is working in an unconscious way, without noticing. I suggest you not to say subconscious or unconscious. This is a psychological vocabulary, psychological. Simply, biologically speaking, is I don't notice. I'm not conscious. Okay? Is it clear? For example, we said before, when we learn how to drive a car, we do it consciously. But after driving, now you drive and you talk to your neighbor. Is it clear? This means that one activity can be done at the beginning of the cortex and later on goes into the limbic system. That's why scientists call it automatic pilot. Is it clear? Are you still alive here, or is too much theory? Okay, let's go to business. Limbic system, cortex, conscious, non-conscious. Please think of you now. Think of your business. Think of your customers. Out of 100 decisions your customers do, for example, why should I go to purchase from you, to purchase from your competitors? Doesn't matter if you are B2B, B2C, doesn't matter. Okay, your customers, think of your customers, think of you. August. Now, how many, think of you, if your customers, the majority of them, are making their purchasing decisions in a conscious way or in a conscious way. Think of that. Now, please, it's a kind of workshop, so we have the right to be wrong, so relax, okay? How many of you, please raise the hand, those who think that the majority of your the majority of their decisions are non-conscious? We are in India, okay? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Conscious. Okay, majority conscious. But for first time in life, first time in history, we have science in business. Before we used to have statistics, market research, probabilities. Now it's science. No one scientist in the world has doubts that 85 to 95% of human decisions, or women decisions, men, women, correct, okay, are made non-consciously or implicitly. You can call it gut feeling, you can call it intuition, it's exactly the same. And the important thing here is that the speed is totally different. Here there are many technicians in this event. So the limbic system goes at 11 megabytes per second, while the cortex, what is the cortex here? 40 bytes per second. It's more than 300 times difference. So the scientists say the limbic system decides, and then later on the cortex says, what have you decided? And the cortex justifies the decision, pretends to give the reason. If you don't like the restaurant, sooner or later say, no, it shouldn't be a good food. No, they're not nice. So this is a sentence expressed by the cortex when your gut feeling says, I don't like it. Is it clear? What happens to you when you pay attention to a thing which is totally new, to a topic which is totally new for 4 hours? How do you finish? If you pay attention to a topic, you are in a speech or in a classroom, and you pay attention to a totally new topic for 4 hours, how do you finish? Tired. And you are tired because there is a high glucose consumption. So to think is tiring, I'm sorry for you. And to decide for customers is tiring too. Every time I check pros and cons of this vehicle, and this is the best thing, the other thing, I check, I compare the pros and the cons of your different competitors. Me as a customer, I get tired. Attention? Yes?
So, doesn't it also depend upon the value of the product? If it's a high-value product, maybe we are making more conscious calls.
Look, it's terrible. No, there is no, scientists have no any idea about who are these 5 to 15 people, 15%. It's not about gender, it's not about the type of implication of the product, it's not the first time or the next time, no, it's not about that. They say it's about the conditions of the test, okay? So they have no doubt you have to try to attract customers based on their gut feeling. I don't know why, but I like you. This is your goal. It's not, I have 7 reasons why you have to purchase my product. If you think like this, you are in the dark side of the moon. So it doesn't matter for B2B or B2C. B2B and B2C is the same. It's age to age, human to human. So attention to that, okay? Now, I'm going to show you the customer. Yes? What do you want? Yes.
What do you think is a higher contributor to this? How a product is made or designed, or how is it marketed? By deciding in a conscious or subconscious?
I don't understand. Use the microphone, please.
Hi.
Yes.
So I wanted to know, what do you think is a major contributor when you reach a state of a non-conscious and conscious? The way a product is made or designed?
No,
or
I'm
the
going
way
to
it's
show you now.
marketed?
I'm going to show in the next slide.
Okay.
Thank you for your question. So I'm going to show you the next slide is about this. All of you are familiar with the customer journey. This morning was said this is from the customer journey is not only when I'm purchasing It's also when I decide to, oh, my sofa is tired, darling, we have to change it, okay? This is the beginning of the customer journey. And then you choose where, and then you go there, and then you spend time, and then if you go to IKEA, you assembly, and then it's not the end. Assembly is not the end. It's to take a picture and to send to your mother-in-law, I made it. Don't forget that. IKEA was a disaster finishing with assembling furniture. You say, really? Your husband is able to do that? Come on. Medal, okay? What is a shirt is a metal landing spaces. Okay, it's humans, okay? Okay, let's go to the customer neuro journey. As here we are a variety of business, I put it in a kind of romantic topic. Imagine a boyfriend and a girlfriend saying, the boyfriend with a kind of ring, and say, open the door in a nice way with a kind of perfume in a voice like very tender, say, I'm in love with you. Do you want to marry me? I don't know how do you do it in India, but I don't know. In Spain, more or less like this, okay? Well, some years ago, now it's different, okay? But this, we call it technically stimuli. Stimuli is everything that human senses capture, okay? They go, as I said before, directly to the limbic system and triggers an emotion. And there are more than 500 emotions. The fifth emotions this morning we saw at the primary. At those emotions that are valid, doesn't matter the culture. So if you see a smiling person in Mumbai and a smiling person in Bangalore, it's the same. Or the same in Barcelona. Smiling at you, no doubt. But other emotions are culture related, so maybe different, okay? So they trigger an emotion. In this case, of course, is, oh, this boy is in love with me, and me too to him, okay? So this, and then a very important thing happens that animals don't do, is imagination. With this handsome boy, we can have a fantastic family. And the boy and the girl will be so smart. Oh, come on. And the husband is going to collaborate in business chores and is going to clean everything and is not going to spend all the time of the sofa. Come on, amazing. So it's the girl is envisioning the future. Animals don't do that. Zebra, they know perfectly that the lions are the enemies, but when they don't see lions, they eat the grass. They live the present moment. They shouldn't do meditation and mindfulness. While men and women, we are in the next screen. Thinking about how my future will be. Will be sad. I'm starting having problems in my stomach. But now I'm okay. But I'm going to be sad. So we are not enjoying the present moment. Animals don't have this problem. So here is a very important thing. Imagination arrives, and we envision a gratifying future. And if the girl says, oh, we are going to be a super family, there is a phasic dopamine release. Dopamine, the neurotransmitter related to the well-being. And there is a release of dopamine that goes into the blood and says, will be pleasant. And then the brain says to the girl, yeah, say yes, say yes, say yes. And the girl says yes. And then the logical thing is to finish with a wedding. I think here the weddings are more important than in my country. That I have my feeling, okay? But this is not, so this is a purchase. But we are in business. And in business we are profitable not from one deal, one shot. We are profitable if customers come back. Come back, come back. We call it cash flow, sustained cash flow. Attention to that. If you are technicians and do forget finance, good luck, okay? So this is not a matter of purchasing once. We want you to repurchase, repurchase, repurchase. So after the wedding, it's a moment of delivery, and it's an expectations management. I thought you were going to be a fantastic husband. How are you behaving? If your behavior is poor, we call it frustration. But if you are a fantastic husband, I feel gratified again and say, oh, I was right marrying you. Oh my God. Every time I feel gratified, again dopamine release. Okay? So, and the reward system in the brain, you know, it's a very important part of the brain because we are looking for happiness, we are looking for gratification. The reward system says, I like this. It's like, imagine you like a restaurant, every time you go to a restaurant, say, I'm pleased, I'm pleased. And the brain says, Luis, take me to the restaurant, take me to the restaurant. So it's not the restaurant who is selling to me, my brain is pushing me to go. Attention to this kind of pushing strategies. Oh my God, this is against the brain, okay? It's a totally different story. So here is a frequent gratification, is frequent release of dopamine. It generates a habit. And this is a very important thing. If I am living in one city and I have to move for work for another city, sooner or later I have to go to the hairdresser. If I like the first time, I say, wow. I'm going to look at you and say, oh, where are you going? And you go to here. Okay. The first time I go there, and it goes well. When I'm going to go next month, the same. Next month, the same. Because in this way, I'm not thinking, and I'm avoiding to be tired. So customer loyalty is good for customers, not only for business. So the idea is that if I am in a habit based on frequent gratifications, the result is a positive sentiment. You can call it real love. I'm in love with you. The other one here, this emotion, second step, this second emotion is necessary. Of course it's necessary, but the emotion is only valid for 30 seconds. It's only 30 seconds, while sentiment is long life, is long run. So yes, as the speaker said this morning, without an emotion we cannot make any decision. This is totally right, technically speaking. But also in this hyper-connected society, or I call it infoxicated society, polluted of data, polluted infoxication, WhatsApps, etc., without an emotion, whoop, we are invisible. So the idea is, which is the emotion you want to trigger? And then a very important thing, no imagination, no party. I cannot purchase a sofa unless I imagine the sofa is going well in my living room. Those of you who are selling services to business companies, you are not going to be hired unless me as a customer, I envision that with you, I'm going to be more successful, or I don't know what. When you are hired, it's not because of your talent, but because of your boss is going to go home earlier. Your talent is a must-have. Sorry, it's not, I want to be polite, but this is the reality. Okay? And the idea, if they anticipate frictions, are you familiar with frictions? Efforts, annoyances, etc. I don't understand, what does this eat? I don't understand the app, etc. These frictions are not going to purchase. Okay? And the last one, the sustained cash flow is function of two elements based on research. One is positive sentiment, I mentioned there, and few frictions here. So this is the real way we should look for. So, and you, if you are developing apps and webs, don't stop at the emotional connection. You should go into the sentiment connection. If not, no cash flow. It's simply one deal. Is it clear, the drawing? So imagine this is a business manager without imagining a future gratification for her, not for the business. For her, she would not purchase from you. She would not hire your services. This is a real example that happened in Russia. I was with people in clinics, private clinics, and they were talking, oh, our clinics in Russia are developing the sector a lot because the public health is a disaster, etc. So every clinic is trying to hire the best physicians, fantastic equipment, good rooms, etc. But imagine this is a woman after surgery, and she's worried, not because of the surgery. They say, who is taking care of my kids now? My husband is a disaster cooking. My mother is living in the other part of the country, okay? So who is taking care of my kids? He's not thinking, he's not worried about their surgical intervention, he's thinking about this. So we call it this a pain point. Pain point is a part of life that hurts. It's not related to the product, it's related to the context of the product. Is it clear, this example? If you want to be, you be profitable, put the accent beyond frictions going into the pain point, understand these kind of problems. Let me go in depth in this kind of neuroscience. I have a friend much younger than me. He was journalist, went to Rome and interviewed a girl there, and it was so nice. They become friends, they get married, and they have a daughter. I was invited to the wedding. Okay? And at the moment of the vows, I don't know how you do it, but I can tell you how we do it in Spain. Everybody's silent in the church, and the girl has a microphone, say, his name is Victor. Victor, I promise to be loyal to you all my life, la 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 la. Everybody is silent. And then Victor's time, get the microphone, said, Blanca, the lady is Blanca, I promise to be loyal to you all my life, la la la. And instead of giving the microphone back, he continued talking. And he said, with the microphone, and I also promise that I'm going to make you smile all the days of your life. People started applauding. Incredible applauses. And I was so very shocked because around me 2 women said, I want one of these, I want one of these. I don't know if here in India husbands smile a lot or not, but in Spain it's a very important thing. So I was shocked, and as a professor of marketing, next Monday I went to Google, said husband, and appears this. So this is a consolidated husband, not after the first week of the wedding. It's a consolidated husband. So husband is a commodity from the marketing point of view. If you are not happy with your husband, next one, possibly. I don't know. Sorry, a wife too, because now girls say, ha, ha, ha. No. The example is about Victor, but it could be the same for wife. But for Blanca, Victor is not a husband. Victor is a smile supplier. What is the price per kilo of a husband or price per kilo of smile supplier? Is the same or is different? Different? Is more expensive this one? Yeah? So the idea is to do a displacement. Instead of selling good branded products, put the accent in. When I wake up every day in the morning, what is my role to improve this part of your life? So in the clinic example, if I'm the director of the clinics, instead of purchasing another machine, I will offer a service of taking care of your kids while you are in the hospital. And customers say, I love you. Is it clear? So if you know the pain point, you go through this, okay? So the idea is a displacement inspired by the customer's pain point. So the idea, instead of a husband, a smile supplier, instead of a clinic, don't worry land. So it's changing your job. You say retail is a husband, retail is a clinic. So which kind of life improvement I want to be in, okay? And this is a very important thing. Imagine this is the customer, and the customer says, if I feel that my pain point gets fixed thanks to you, I will purchase from you. That's simple. Because from the neuroscience, we know that the requirement to make a customer decision is the imagination that my life is going to be better thanks to you. And every time I imagine this, there is a release of dopamine. So release of dopamine is the confirmation that you are going to improve my life. So without dopamine, you are not going to sell anything. Is it clear? So now, let's go to practice. Practical methods. today we have been talking and listening about experience. So it's, this is a sentence of a marketing director of a restaurant group in Europe. Said, you shouldn't only serve food, you must create a customer experience. And come on, and everybody's talking similarly like this, or similar to this. Same in India? Products are not important experiences. I say, hey, come on, experience. We have always had experiences. As customers, we always have had experiences. The experience could be fast, happy, nice, boring, slow, magic, sad, monotonous, serious. The important thing is not to have experience, is which kind of experience. This is what you as managers, you should look for, to define which kind of experience, because we always have experiences. Is it clear? So if you stop here, you say nothing. We should have which kind of customer experience you are trying to offer to your customers. If you are not understanding this, you are not managing properly. You are managing in the fog. Is it clear? It's quite simple, huh? So this is the model I'm offering to you from the neuroscience. This is a customer experience model, and this model has two wheels. Number one is imagination. We're talking about imagination to envision what will be the next screen, call it like that. And this is convenience. Convenience, you know, is avoiding frictions. Okay? Take it easy, avoiding frictions. This is the context purpose. When me as a customer, I'm in a hurry, don't offer me many things. I'm in a hurry. I want to get my food as fast as possible. But when I'm lazy, I want to spend time. Okay? And the other thing is, what's about my brand? The retail brand, the shop brand, the app brand, etc. This is the tone of my brand. Is it clear? So we are going to have these two aspects, basically imagination and convenience. Let me put an example of imagination, the power of imagination. One of my former students, MBA students, I finished a course in April, 1 year in April, and in September I was asked to give a refreshment session for the people who have been in MBA many years ago and didn't know anything about neuroscience applied to business. And I saw him in the second row and said, come on, what are you doing here? Because it's a speech of 1 hour and a half, and he was in my course, it was 25 or 30 hours, so we went absolutely in depth. And I said, hello, I'm glad to see you. And the guy said, me too. What are you doing here? I said, go to the cafeteria, come on. After this 1 hour and a half, I will send all your colleagues to the cafeteria, networking and happiness, okay? I said, no, I didn't come for the speech. I came to say thank you. Say thank you for what? Thank you because after using your methods, now my sales go up by 35% on average month by month. Oh, good. Which method? I asked him. So the imagination. Okay, show me an example. Yes? We are selling to factory directors. It's B2B. It's a hardware and software to make the process smoother. I'm not a technician, I cannot tell you more, okay? And what we were doing before the course is simply asking for a kind of appointment. We went there, we give the business cards, and we started with our tablet, the PowerPoint explaining the characteristics of our system. And the transformation rate, you know, how many orders out of visits was terribly low. Now it's different. We have an appointment, we go there, get the business card. We don't use now the tablet. We say, okay, we are two partners. This and I, we were working in a very important multinational company with fantastic wage. And we were talking with many factory directors. And many of them have a frequent contact. So we were, I want to say friends, but very good personal relationship. And one day we saw one of them, his name is Juan, say, Juan, what happens to you? Your face is very sad. Are you ill? No, I'm not ill. I'm destroyed. Why? Yesterday, Sunday, we were at the beach with my family, and I got a phone call that I must go to the factory because of a big issue. I said, come on, you are empowered, solve the problem. No, it's terrible. You have to come. And I had to leave my kid crying, say, Dad, today is my day. No, it's Sunday, stay with me. No, I have to go to the factory. Today my heart is broken. So we decided to quit this company and to create a startup to improve the weekends of the factory directors. And then this person said, ah! So it's about talking about the future, my future as factory directors, my weekends. So you are visiting me, and you're talking about me. You're not talking about the system. You're not talking about the product. Is it clear? So you are saying that my weekends are going to be better. How it works. And now when he is asking us, we take the tablet, we open the tablet and show the product features, what we do, what we have. Is it clear? The sequential order really matter. 35% increase in sales. Is it clear? So if you say, my product is wonderful, this is egocentrism. If you are thinking about my better future, you are fostering my imagination, my gratification in my future life. So I adore you. And your machine is an enabler of my better weekends. Is it clear? It's so easy. It's so easy. It's super easy. If you do that, I believe me, you will increase 2 digits the sales. Another thing, practical thing, the interface with the on-off people is changing. If you are asking the graphic designers, the design for the web, for the app, they will show you fantastic things. Is it okay? No. You have to say, no, thank you. Priority to the body. Just the opposite. Wide, big horizontal, narrow, small, vertical. The opposite. Okay? So priority to the body. If it looks nice on the e-body, now I can, okay, because I'm very polite, show me in the big screen. Clear? Number 2, you know Norwegian Airlines offer free Wi-Fi on board because part of them is a low-cost company. They cannot have money to purchase screens on the back of the seats. There are no money to invest. So they offer the shower of waves, and the customers use their own screen because they have it in the body. They don't need duplicated screens. Is it quite clear? This is the way of thinking for the on-off retail, for the on-off customers. So imagine another method. I went into a website, fantastic, dreamy, thinking, oh my God, this Chianti, oh, it's amazing. My mouth is, I'm salivating, and yes, sorry, I will order 3 bottles just now. So they make me imagine a better weekends with these wines. Sorry. And then I purchase and I receive this as a confirmation. Do you also have this? A few seconds after the order? You send an email with the order? No, more or less, yeah? It's quite usual, yeah? So, a few seconds ago, you make me salivate. The realist transaction, I need your money. Another thing, every tap, every click, when in the process, in the purchasing process, minus 20% transformation rate. After 5 clicks, forget. Do you have the same figure here? So this is a very important thing. Another thing, remember about the habit creation? Habit creation is a very important thing. What does this mean? In your graphics, in your semiotics, in the website or the app, keep the same routines. So if the button saying, OK, confirm, etc., is always green, keep the green, keep the green, keep the green. And if somebody says, no, in India, the fashion is yellow, forget green. always green, and in the same location. If it is down and on the right, always down and on the right and green. Because in this way, you are making them work on the limbic system. Is it clear? Every time you want to send, you use WhatsApp, no? Should you read WhatsApp or your finger goes like this? Directly? It means that WhatsApp is part of your life. WhatsApp is living in your limbic system. Your WhatsApp is living in the decision-making engine room of your brain. This is what you should look for. Keep codes, keep habits, keep. Don't change based on fashion. Keep it. If you want to modify a little bit the shape, a little bit, but keep it. Is it clear? Another thing, you download an app and immediately, do you want notifications? Go to hell. Because notifications is similar to this kind of picture. Many years ago, were polluted of promotions, etc. Okay? We are living in an infoxicated society. If I pay attention to everything I receive, emails, and messages, etc., at 10 o'clock I have to go to bed. I'm tired. So select how many notifications and only send them when they are relevant to this customer. Not relevant, you are irrelevant to me. Another thing, the natural movements. This, in a keyboard movement, this is not natural, this is artificial. The natural movements are these ones, up, down, and zooming. These are natural movements. So, for example, imagine people purchasing groceries on the internet. Do you have a clue about which kind of customers in India purchase groceries on the internet? No idea of the profile. In Europe, as basically young couples with young kids. Young means recently arrived kids. Instead of purchasing groceries, they are purchasing SOS. They are purchasing time. And they purchase when the kid is fortunately sleeping. Okay? When the kid is sleeping, it's the time to purchase. So if you open the app and say, hello, and this is the promotion for Coke, and this is from the Pepsi, and this is for this, and this for that, say, you don't understand me. I want to go to bed as soon as possible. So I suggest this. For example, imagine my usual purchases. Imagine ranking, Pareto law, the ranking of the products I purchase, not in rupees, but in volume of boxes, okay? Number of boxes, units. So if milk is number one, goes there, potatoes, olive oil, soap, etc. If I want to purchase 3 boxes, 1, 2, 3. No, 3 is too much. Now it's 2. Is it clear? Simply 1, 2, 3, minus, minus, minus. And then zooming up, checking this, send, buy. In this way, it's a displacement. Instead of purchasing food, we purchase time. What is the price per kilo of time? Higher than food. Is it clear? We see the idea? So I'm going to show you, sorry, who can give me an idea about how many minutes do I have? 14. Sorry? 14. 1-4, perfect. So I'm going to show you one example of a supermarket in Belgium. Okay, this one, an activity of one of my the managers. They were in my workshop.
décide.
How was it? Okay? Do you like it? Why? May I know why? Well, when you say convenience, is a wide word. Be more specific. Which kind of convenience? Time. Time of doing what? No, shopping is too broad. Be more specific. Sorry? But which part of shopping? Because this is life, and this is purchasing process. This is the customer process. Browsing. All the shops can allow you to browse, order, and pay, of course. Then you receive the parcel, and life continues, okay? And then the idea, don't forget, is back again, always cash flow, okay? But which is the part of the purchasing process that these people make super well? Not browsing. Is this the purchase list? The majority of retail companies say, I don't care, it's your problem. And many people, it's amazing, say, oh, we share a list in the refrigerator, or et cetera, et cetera. Here is, we facilitate you to do this task. Okay? And this is the idea. They put your problems into my shoulder. And by doing that, we reallocate the task from you to us, from the customer to us. We facilitate this. And by doing that, the idea is, what do you mean to my life, Carrefour Connected Kitchen? You are not a supermarket, it's a displacement. You are providing us with harmony. Instead of being a supermarket, displacement, harmony provider. What is the price per kilo of harmony provider? Much higher. And you see here, for example, in the bicycle method, the purpose, the context of the purchase. When the kid is lazy, clicking with the visual code, or with the coding, no? And when the lady was in a hurry, say, hey, let's see if. And it's this cleaning tool. Whoop. Which one? My. So the system knows my brand, my size, everything, and this is a way of creating customer intimacy, creating habit. Is it clear? So this is a very important thing. And then, the hierarchy for human perception. The things that brain understands better, colors. Colors are easier. So if you have a color in your company, keep the color. If you want to modify a little bit, modify it, but a little bit. Keep the color. Second, shapes. You can put exit, or you can put the arrow. It's exactly the same, okay? The shapes are very well recognized. What is this? Traffic light. It's the same colors that here. Here, you don't see a traffic light. Well, here, our brain sees a traffic light. Simply by the sequence in vertical with this gray background, our brain says, traffic light, be careful. Is it clear? Go to words, numbers. And these numbers are easy, 0, 5, 100%. But 25.8, the brain says, I'm suffering. what is the words? Text, conceptual words. Things which are abstract. You said 15, 14 before. No, you said 15. Okay? For example, danger, pleasure, quality. Quality is, what does quality mean? What does convenience mean? Oh my goodness. Okay? So these things are difficult. Well, if you talk in a narration, table is clear, car is clear. But concepts are making my cortex work, okay? And it consumes a lot of glucose. That's why the infographics are so frequent, okay? You know, this combination of few words and some icons. For example, if you you want to sell this fantastic teddy bear, and say 9 features, 9 characteristics of my teddy bear, do. And the brain says, oh, I'm tired. Okay? Let's improve it. Try and select the key ones. These are the most important. Doom is easier. Pareto law, 20-80, 20% of customers, 80% of sales. And the brain says, much better. But now imagine saying, you'll be admired. It's an awesome gift. Huge hugs. Play safely. It's toxic free. And we show it with this hidden geometry. And the brain says, much better. Is it clear? So don't go through the cortex. If you want to sell and to convince and to persuade based on the number of reasons, you are in the dark side of the moon because the cortex of the customers get tired. If you tire my cortex, I cannot be in love with you. Okay? So that's why, for example, IKEA in Spain has this kind of showing the 3 floors in one store. At the entrance, they show how this floor is divided, and they show it in this way. And everybody's making fun. It's the entrance of the store, and it's super amazing. Okay? So the idea is that I saw in one trade fair that there were, in the middle of one aisle, there was this kind of Norwegian ice, and the people were just with a crab inside, and there were business people touching the ice, making fun. 9 out of 10. As long as people behave like this, believe me, shops, physical shops will exist. Okay? And this is an IKEA office in Sweden. As long as people like to work in places like this, physical stores will continue. So if you have a physical store, feel released, okay? But bad news, stores will not look like stores. Factories would not look like factories. Cities will not look like cities. Hospitals will not look like hospitals. Even churches will not look like churches. This is in London. If you have shops, foster the sensorial side. People use the senses in a simultaneous way. So a shop should, the layout of a shop, don't think about here the mattresses, there the bicycles, and here the milk. No, no, no. The idea is to create a storytelling. Storytelling is not only expressed by words, can be expressed by offering like a 3D storytelling with multi-senses together. So customers go into the story, and I have like the prince or the princess, etc. And this is the facade is the home page, and the enter is the first chapter, second chapter. And in this way, my time is not measured by watch, it's measured by feelings. Okay? Limbic system in the power. Okay? And now I'm going to show you an example of the IKEA store in Paris that was opened in May this year. In the center of Paris, La Madeleine. You know, the metro station and the entrance of the shop. Here is the only 2 floors, And this is the dreaming art, the art of dreaming. It is for beds, cooking art, live together art, storaging art. And important thing, remember imagination. For IKEA, imagination always has been said inspiration. If I get inspired by a kitchen like this, I would like to have one of these. Okay? So it's not talking to the cortex, the meters, etc. It's talking directly to the limbic system and to gut feeling, say, darling, we are going to be super happy like this. Okay? So this is the idea of letting them imagine. Sales are driven through their imagination. Another thing, in Paris, the apartments are very small, so they show how you can take advantage of everything, of these cubic spaces. Kitchens are difficult to purchase. That's why they offer digitization here with these screens. Room settings here, samples there, co-workers here, co-workers staff, active customers, yes, 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 yes. And here is the example of the on-off retail. This lady is interested in this sofa with the e-body. Getting there, immediately, this is what she gets in the e-body. Fashion style, visual merchandising, contemporary design. Co-workers, customers are served also by staff, which in France are very expensive. The kitchen is Swedish style, and they asking the meals through this kind of kiosks. Sustainability, incredibly important, incredibly important. Customers co-create the shop, they take pictures, they put it there, and they decorate the shop. And all the fulfillment, very important. All the logistics has been rethought to deliver the products to home. And here, a very important thing, good prices are not the opposite to beauty, not the opposite to the intervention of the staff, not opposite to city expensive location, and not opposite to sustainability. So good prices should not be ugly retail spaces. Not at all. And the lessons are these. On-off people like multisensory 3D. Don't put many interactive screens at the store. Put multisensory because the screen is in the customer's body. A brain-pleasing concept was shaped in 2016, so we were helping them to do that. The first day, they got 55,000 visitors. Now there are many things that are being fixed because there are problems still yet, because the offline is incredible. And the results are 25% above the budget. And this is the best, most performing shop in the IKEA world in the city. So it's an example of this. And some key ideas just to finish. Customers with the body become shops and dominate the world. Number 2, online and offline are no longer separate worlds, okay? It's on-off retail. Number 3, as long as people like touching a block of ice, foster multisensory experiences. If you want to sell, or e-sell, which is exactly the same, trigger the imagination, reduce the frictions. If they use the app every day in a gratifying way, your brand will be part of their life. And finally, profit comes from customer loyalty, not simply for imagination, for emotion, emotional connection. Try to foster a positive sentiment. And now, a bonus track, but it's very simple. This is the bird that better understands the brain. It's not what you do, it's not what you have, it's what do I feel. So in order to practice this, I am simply suggesting you to take your e-bodies, please, and come on, can you please put the slide? Yes. Can you go to menti.com and use this code, 387292? And this is going to be a question, what have you felt in this presentation? And your answers will appear here. And this is the way I suggest you to measure, to test, to appraise how your speeches are going, how your conventions, your meetings, etc. Okay? It's the verb to feel, not how to evaluate, how you feel. And just use this, please, and put your codes. It's anonymous. It's not going. Your privacy is totally ensured, okay? And it's going to appear here, our cloud, with your answers. And the more frequent answers, higher the word. And you see here on the bottom the number of people answering. So this is the best. I suggest you to use this in order to evaluate everything you do with a group. What have you felt? Not what you evaluate or rate or these kind of things. Because these verbs go to the cortex, while to feel goes to limbic system. Well, thank you a lot. Thank you for this time after lunch. I hope you are going to do fantastic business, and you do something fantastic, tell me, I'm going to make you famous, okay? Thank you.